Finally, my grandfather's inheritance package arrived. Apparently he was a German. NASA symbol!
Welcome, fellow astrophysicists of the future. Whether you are voluntary or involuntary.
Nine! Toaster strudel!
Now, before we begin our training, we must first go through the brief history of the CCCP space program. We started our roots fresh with the Sputnik artificial satellites that orbited Earth. Then we have the first woman we launched into space, Valentina. She came after Yuri Gagarin in the Vostok missions, and we also launched our space stations, the Soyuz. The Soyuz 1, well, we cannot explain the crew currently. Well, that's it for our brief history. Now, before we get into the training, we must first discuss launching rockets. This is a prime example on how not to launch a rocket. The first mission type we shall be incorporating in this training video is unmanned missions. Unmanned missions serve as a special purpose. The first one to bring about a fact is Sputnik 1, first artificial satellite of Earth. Okay? It was strapped to a R-7 rocket in the nose cone of the rocket with the front fairings, reached space and the front fairings blew off and the satellite orbited Earth. The satellite contained barometers, thermometers, switches, and various antennae for tracking purposes. We had various tracking stations to track it via radar at the time. Our next special satellite contained life in its very own. It was Sputnik 2. It contained Laika. Laika survived not as long as we hoped. 2 days? But it was better than nothing. Better than nothing. Mission was a success. She orbited quite a few times before she plummeted back to Earth. The purpose was to see if life could sustain in space. And for how long. Which was fun. Then we have the Luna probes. Luna 1, which was the first Luna probe out of the set of 24 more, flew by the moon within 34 hours of first taking off. Luna 24, around 20 years later, was able to land on the moon by the crash site of 15 and near the broken down 23, which broke because the drill had failed. 24 was successful in retrieving surface samples and bringing them back to Earth.
The next part consists of manned missions. The first is the first man in space. Born in Klushino near Moscow on March 9th, 1934, Yuri Alexeyevich Gagarin, a Soviet pilot and cosmonaut, became the first human to enter outer space aboard the spaceship Vostok 1 on April 12, 1961. Lasting for about 108 minutes, Gagarin orbited the Earth one time. This was a major achievement for the Soviet Union and for Gagarin as well, as he was awarded the Hero of the Soviet Union. Sadly, he died at the age of 34 while test flying a jet on March 27, 1968. A crater on the moon was named after him. The next was the first dual mission of the Vostok 3 and 4. This was not the first dual man mission, as it was two cosmonauts with two ships launched within 24 hours of each other. After that was the first woman in space. Born on March 6, 1937, in Maslenikovo, a village near the Volga River, Valentina Tereshkova was a textile factory worker and avid skydiver. She had no pilot training but was accepted for the amount of parachute jumps she had completed, which was 126 jumps. At the time, cosmonauts had to parachute from their capsules seconds before they hit the ground on returning to Earth. On June 16, 1963, aboard the Vostok 6, she became the first woman in outer space, and she orbited the Earth 48 times. She orbited 47 more times around the Earth than Yuri Gagarin in 72 hours, or about 3 days. This was a political stunt by the Soviet Union to prove that it valued its citizens equally. She went into space 2 days after Valery Vygotsky on the Vostok 5. This was done to run a series of biomedical experiments while learning to live and work in microgravity. She was noted as the picture of success in the Soviet Union for going from a worker to a... In the Soyuz 1 space station was used to conduct scientific research and experiments. It was also important for being a better step towards living and working in space long term. It orbited almost 3,000 times in 175 days before it was intentionally crashed into the Pacific Ocean. Due to major problems in the machinery, Soyuz 10 ship could not enter the Soyuz 1 because its hatch would not open. But the Soyuz 11, piloted by Georgy Dobrovolsky, Vladislav Volkov, and Viktor Petsev, was successful in docking with the first space station and remained on it for 22 days, or about 383 orbits, before leaving. The brave sacrifices of the men are noted in the Soyuz 11 accidentally depressurized with the cosmonauts inside.
Now, are we ready to fly a rocket?
No, not really. I mean, it was an okay educational video, but other than that, I didn't really learn much.
Great! Let's get to flying them rockets now.
No, wait!
Five, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Hey baby, wake up from your asleep. We have arrived onto the future and the whole world is become electronic, supersonic, supersonic, electronic. Hey baby, ride with me away. We doesn't have much time. My blue jeans is tight, so onto my love rocket climb. Inside tank of fuel is not fuel, but love. Above us, there is nothing above, but the stars above.
All systems gone. Prepare for down count.
5, 4, 3, 1, off blast! Fly away in my space rocket. You no need put money in my pocket. The door is closed, I just lock it. I put my glow plug in your socket.
The sun and sky is bright like fire.
You and me gets higher and higher.
Caught up communication wire.
Only thing can stop us is flat tire. Hey love crusader, I want to be your space invader. For you I would descend the deepest moon crater. I is more stronger than Darth Vapor. Obey me, I is your new dictator. For you is Venus, I am Mars. With you I is more richer than all the stars. Make a wishes on a shooting stars. Then for you I will play on my cosmic guitars.
Ladies and gentlemen, fasten your belt seats. We has commenced our descent. I trust you enjoy this flight as much as you enjoy this accent.
Now back on Earth, it's time for down splash. Into sea of eternal glory my spaceship crash. People have arrived for to cheer me from near and far. And as I float, I open door and shout, I, world's biggest, washed up superstar. Electronic, as for sure as the sun rises in the west. All the singers and poets on Earth, I am the bestest. Come, let me put a ring of Jupiter on your finger. Then like a smell around you, I will forever linger. Okay, it's time for end, no more will I sing. Let me take you back in time. I want for you to experience Big Bang. Long live space race. Long live